Alright, so today I want to put the spotlight back on something that's definitely not brand new, but still manages to completely blow my mind every time I revisit it. I'm talking about the Kerfton camper. This thing is easily one of the wildest campers I've ever come across, and every now and then, I feel like it deserves to be reintroduced to the world. Stick with me, because you'll see exactly why. If the name Kerfton already rings a bell, then you've probably seen some truly impressive machines in your time. And if it doesn't, you're in for a treat, because this is honestly one of the most inspiring travel trailers of our generation, and maybe even for the ones that come after it. It comes straight out of Australia's hardcore camping culture, and if you know anything about the terrain out there, you know gear has to be built tough. The Kerfton absolutely is. In fact, it's picked up multiple awards over the years, including a gold win at the 2022 Australian Good Design Awards, which says a lot. At its core, the Kerfton is all about being compact, lightweight, and ridiculously versatile. It comes in with a tare weight of around 1,150 kilos, or about 2,535 pounds, and it can carry another 450 kilos of gear on top of that. Fully loaded, you're looking at roughly 1,600 kilos total. When it's packed down for travel, it's surprisingly small too, just under 2 meters wide and less than 1.7 meters tall, which makes it feel way more manageable than you'd expect. But the real magic happens once you roll into camp. After you park and stabilize the camper, you head to the rear and slide out the galley. This setup includes trays that house a cooler, a cooktop, and a sink, all neatly tucked away. From there, you start unlocking a series of latches and flipping the top sections of the shell outward. As that happens, the tent canvas opens up, and suddenly you're looking at an interior that's way bigger than the outside suggests. Inside, you've got multiple sleeping options, including a queen bed up front on a slide-out, plus 2 single beds along the sides of the dining and lounge area. It's absolutely a family-ready setup. Everything inside is organized around this central fiberglass box, which is a big part of what makes the Kerfton so special. This piece isn't just structural, it's also incredibly functional. It houses storage bays for your gear, controls for heating and cooling, and it even doubles as seating during meals or game nights. There are cup holders molded right into it, which is one of those small details that just makes sense when you see it. Sure, you've got tent canvas, windows with zip-up blackout shades, and lightweight framing to give you plenty of headroom, but the real star of the show here is fiberglass. The Kerfton is built from molded fiberglass components, the same kind of construction known for lasting decades. With proper care, these are the kinds of campers that can be passed down through generations, and Kerfton fully leans into that idea. They even describe it as a multi-generational camper, and honestly, that description fits perfectly. The shell itself is made up of a few main fiberglass pieces, including the lower half with integrated storage, plus the 2 flip-top sections. Because it's not a single-piece shell, seals play a huge role in keeping water and dust out, so regular maintenance is key. There's also a 1-piece molded rear step ladder, which just adds to that rugged, purpose-built feel. Once you add the optional tent annex, set up the outdoor dining area, get the shower ready, and line up your solar panels, the Kerfton turns into one of the most compact yet explosive camper designs I've seen in years. And like most Australian campers, this thing is meant to leave the pavement behind. While Kerfton doesn't go into huge detail about the suspension, photos show a serious setup with shocks and trailing arms, and campers like this typically rely on independent suspension to handle rough terrain. The Kerfton clearly fits that mold, so the big question is price, and whether people outside Australia can actually buy one. The most recent pricing we have dates back to 2022, when the classic package was selling for around 50,000 Australian dollars, which works out to roughly 32,750 US dollars at today's exchange rates. Not cheap, but for what you're getting, it definitely makes you think. As for availability, international demand eventually got loud enough that Kerfton said yes to buyers outside Australia. So if you're in the US, Europe, or elsewhere, and you've got the budget, you can actually get one. Reach out to them, ask your questions, sign the paperwork, take it on some unforgettable trips, and maybe one day pass it down to your kids. You've got to love what the Australian camper scene continues to produce.